back to Heather's greenhouse. So today I just want to give you a quick walkabout because we got some rain and everything is looking really healthy and alive. You can see I moved all of this up on the porch. If I left it out in the sun, it would just melt. Pansies cannot handle the heat in Zone 8, South Carolina, so move them up on the porch, protect them during the hot summer. When it cools off in the fall, I can put them back out, give them a good fertilizer, good feeding, and they should come right back out. I've had some of those pansies for several seasons now. Now they are not perennial, but they do self-seed. And then I wanted to also show you, you can see the sweet pea growing up. So I'm really excited about that. So that's doing exactly what I hoped it would. Hey, Miss Willow. And this is a great example of volunteers. So this pansy right here, that is a volunteer from where I had the other pansy sitting behind it. There's another volunteer back here. And then that is a volunteer. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I'm excited to find out. It's in the mint family, so I think it might be a salvia. Hey, Chrissy Ann. Chrissy, are you gonna stop and say hello? Oh, she wanted some rubbing. See, I had an itchy spot, so you gotta scratch my itchy spot, Mom. There you go. And the weeds are just going crazy. This is what you call nut grass. And y'all, I can pull it out. 9 times out of 10, I can't get it all the way out of the ground, so the nut stays there and it just grows back. So this is just a weedy mess. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I mean, that poor little hardy hibiscus can barely see that it's there. And the Vitex just kind of laid out flat with all the rain. But it is doing better. It's got new leaves on it. I'm excited about that. Alright, let's go out and look at the trumpet vine because I get asked about it pretty frequently. So here is the angel trumpet vine. You can see it has gotten to the carriage light at this point. It's doing really good. And y'all, the morning glory is growing. You can see something's munching on it, but I think that's okay. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous. I might have made a mistake not killing it off because they can become invasive around here, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I might regret ever letting those things live. And then over here you can see all the daffodil flowers are gone. And it hadn't really become the wildflower meadow that I wanted. I have a couple things in here growing. I was hoping all the amendments that I did to this soil would have improved it to the point that the wildflowers would have just taken off, but I think what happened is the erosion, when it rains, just washed away all my seeds. So I'm not sure. I mean, there's a couple things popping up in there. We'll see how it goes. And then just to show you that the palmettos are doing better since I removed the uplights, but they're still, they're still struggling with some type of infestation. I don't know. Honestly, I'm hoping that the woodpeckers come in and take care of the insects. But yeah, just a word of caution for anybody out there like me. Lights in your yard are absolutely gorgeous. I loved uplighting this palmetto tree. It was beautiful, but it brought in the bugs. So, just be aware of that and just watch what you've got. These are doing better. And yes, I know I can go in there and cut all the dead out of it, but it doesn't bother me that bad. All right, Miss Willow, you ready to go to the backyard? Now, before we go to the backyard, I want to stop at the 3-season porch and show you this that I put together yesterday. So that is an old Coca-Cola crate that I picked up somewhere along the way. I cut some Rebecca flowers, and let's see, I forget what that is. It's kind of wild and woolly, which I like. But I just put them in these old wine bottles with some water. And I think they're absolutely beautiful in here. It's just nice to have, a little bit of color during the summer, because most of what I put out here during the winter, I move out during the summer, so it gets plenty of sun. So there's not as much left in here. But I think it looks pretty good. And this vinca, if you remember, it was a weed growing in one of my flower beds, and I literally just ripped it out, and a couple of roots came with it, so I stuck it in a pot. The idea is I'm going to let it grow across this frame, so we'll see how it does. And then over here, some of these are looking better than others. And that's my ginger pot. The ginger's doing good. Definitely need to remove that ginger and do something else with it at the end of the season this year. The bamboo is huge. So I'm amazed that it got this tall from that little pot. And let me show you. That's not a huge pot. And that's a good 5 foot tall. So I am going to have to come up with a bigger pot to put it in. But you can't put bamboo in the ground because it's invasive and it'll spread like crazy. The calibrachoa here is looking excellent. It's beat up a little bit from the rain, but it's looking good. Looks like we got a flower getting ready to start. And then this is an experiment. I don't know how this is going to go. So I have these 3 pots on the stairs here. They're volunteers, and I just tied the plants to the banister just to give them a little bit of support. But we'll have to wait and see how they do. I mean, the tomatoes have some good size on them and are starting to put out flowers, and so hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of tomatoes and some cucumbers too. So the onions and the garlic are still here on the drying rack. I'm waiting for all of the green to die because I want all that energy to go back into that bulb. Then I'll come out here, cut them up, clean them up, and then store them. The hydrangeas are absolutely beautiful this time of year. Yeah, everything's kind of beat up a little bit and, laid down from the heavy rain that we had and the wind. The rain and the wind. I mean, look at this. Things are knocked down and broken, and that's okay. The flowers, I can cut those, take them inside and enjoy them. I'm not going to get too persnickety about my garden. Alright, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this pot, because this pot has poppy and forget-me-nots, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's pretty though. But it also has sunchokes. Now sunchokes will kill absolutely everything else near it. So sunchokes I treat like bamboo. I put them in pots by themselves, and I try to, put them where they can grow and they're not going to shade the sun from any other plant. So we'll have to wait and see. Boy, is this Rose of Sharon really loving being in that pot. Look at all that new growth. And then, of course, that Rose of Sharon, which is above it, is just covered in bees right now. They are enjoying all of the pollen and the nectar. That is amazing. Hey, we've got a loofah. So if you remember, I grew loofah 5 years ago in Raleigh, North Carolina when we lived there. I collected and saved my own seeds. I didn't plant them until this year. And I put them on the outside of the fence knowing that the deer would eat them. But I was okay with that because I had way overplanted. Let me show you. I mean, I planted way too many seeds for that one pot. But I knew that the deer were going to eat on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to plant twice as much as I want so that I get exactly what I need, even sharing with the deer. But y'all, look at how pretty this plant is. So that is a female flower there. You can see it's got the little loofah gourd behind it. Once it gets pollinated, then it'll go to this phase, and then it will start to grow into a loofah. And for those of you that have never grown loofah before, it is really, really fun to grow, but they take a long time to mature. So if you have a short growing season, it's probably not going to be worth your time to try to grow loofah. But here we can grow it, and I enjoy it, and I let it go. And then I will take the loofah sponges, and I'll actually gift them at Christmas to people in their stockings. And I want to show you my rookie mistake. So this is the pot that I put my strawberries in, and I gave it a 10-10-10 fertilizer. Well, now I've got plenty of nice green growth, but I've got no strawberries. So I added some compost from my countertop composter, hoping that it will help balance that out a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. I need to honestly move those strawberries somewhere else, because that pot is a nice big pot. strawberry roots are not that deep. You know, and that pot might be a nice pot for the bamboo to go into. We'll just have to wait and see. I am just amazed at this particular bed because I did not plant cosmos, I did not plant bachelor's buttons, I did not plant marigold, I did not plant rudbeckia, I did not plant zinnia. But we have all of that in this bed and it's all volunteers. So my husband said this reminds him of coral, like the Miami Dolphins. He's a huge Miami Dolphins fan. And he told me I need to find something teal or aqua so that I could have a Miami Dolphin bed out here for him. I told him, I said, I don't know anything that blooms aqua. Of course, I don't know that I would have called that coral until he did. And now that he said it, I'm like, yeah, that definitely is coral. And that chrysanthemum is doing really well. Y'all, look at this dusty pink gladiolus. Isn't that just cool? I love that color. It's such a dusky pink. And there's several of them getting ready to bloom. There's some more right there. Then you've got this beautiful pink. I just love gladiolus. I think they're so just cheery. And then the dahlia, I showed you this the other day. And this dahlia, that's a new flower. And yes, I know I need to come out here and tidy up where the storm blew everything over. And I'll get to it, but I'm not going to worry about it right this minute. Oh my goodness, I don't know what that is, but that is beautiful. That almost looks like striped candy. And we'll check on the bulbs here. They are loving being outside, aren't they? Look at how healthy they are. These things are just packed full of flowers, and I absolutely love it. This makes me so happy. I think that might be bergamot or a wild bee balm. So I grew some of this in that bed way up there last year. And they didn't come back in that bed, but they came back in this bed. Interesting how nature works and kind of moves things around for you. Oh, look at this gladiolus with this purple. So that is not open yet, but man, that's such a beautiful deep purple. Then we've got the lilies. And y'all, just want to point out that I do still get weeds. You can see I've got a grass right there. So my wabi-sabi gardening isn't perfect, but I can tell you there's a lot less weeds for me to pull with this method than there would be otherwise. If I gave everything the quote-unquote proper spacing, then I'd be out here pulling weeds all the time, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the garden. So here's that bed that we pulled the oregano out of and planted into. Everything is doing good and getting well established and happy. Ah, you know what? That's going to be a problem. That is sunchoke. I did not realize I had sunchoke in any of the raised beds. They really need to be contained in pots because they will spread. So I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do with that sunchoke. Maybe it's time to dig it up and eat the roots, because that's what you do, by the way, with sunchokes. You dig up the roots, you keep some for the next year to replant, but then you take them and you wash them really good, and then you roast them in the oven, and they're pretty good. And that tomato's doing well. Wow, this is just taking off. And y'all, I am still hopeful that we will get some tuberose flowers, but I don't know. Man, they look pretty gnarly right now. So we'll just cross our fingers and be hopeful. I mean, there is a bloom stalk on this one, but unfortunately it's got a lot of brown tips, so I'm not sure. But I'm gonna leave them there, see if they recover and see if they bloom for me. And these are starting to put out new flowers. I don't know if you remember, but when I planted those, I had to really give them a good cut back, and I basically just kind of reshaped them, and here's the little flowers. And I love small dainty flowers. I think they're so pretty, and I know I can't put those in a vase, but it's okay. And then the basil bed is doing beautiful. All right, take a look up the garden. And I have more lilies. Oh, I cannot tell you how good that honeysuckle smells. And I feel like I need to give a lesson on how to get the nectar out of a honeysuckle. There's actually a little bit of a technique to it, but I can't do it and film myself at the same time, so we'll have to wait on that. Alright, so that foxglove obviously has something going on. I need to get out here and address it. Not exactly sure what that is, but something has attacked it. I need to get out here and clean it up anyway. I mean, you see all of the seed heads where the flowers were. Ah, you know what? I got one weed. There we go. And let's check. All right, some more gladiolus over here. These are really pretty because they're red, but around the outside of the flower is a white. So once those finally open, I'll definitely show you those. And the tomatoes that are absolutely wild. Look at this. I can't even see my bell peppers anymore. I might have to sacrifice some tomatoes just to be able to have bell peppers. But let's just look. We've got some tomatoes growing. And we've got signs of insects. But again, my philosophy is I grow twice what I need, and that way if I share with the wildlife and the insects, it's okay. Or if they die from, disease, it's okay. Because I succession plant, and I plant way more than I need. Oh, look at that lily. And 4 o'clocks. I don't know if you've ever grown 4 o'clocks or not. That's a 4 o'clock. Let me go back here and show you what the flowers look like. Well, they're not open. So 4 o'clocks are very pretty. They kind of open in the morning and later in the day. They don't like the heat, but man, they are invasive. If you ever, I bought a seed pack one time and planted like 4. Now I can't get rid of them. And I just love daylilies. So you have that kind of daylily, and then that kind of daylily in the same little raised planter, along with the carnation dianthus, which doesn't look great right now. Again, we had a pretty good storm. Looking back this way, oh, here's more of that flower. I still don't know what it is, but that is absolutely beautiful. So I got a wildflower mix in the mail. Somebody sent it to me. Thank you, whoever sent them to me. I really enjoyed them, but because it was a wildflower mix, I don't know what all I put out. I literally just scattered some seeds, and that is so pretty. I mean, you've got the poppy here, the cosmos there, and then this. And I'm still thinking about putting a calla lily bed together. I absolutely love these calla lilies, and I have several of them in various spots in the garden, and I think maybe putting them all in one bed together would be pretty. But I also don't know where the heck I'm going to put it, and do I have time to add another bed? I probably don't. I mean, we've had this conversation before. I work a full-time job. I do this as I have time. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Still thinking about it. Let me know what you think. Should I do a calla lily bed? And another volunteer. So this is amaranth. I think it's called Love Lies Bleeding amaranth. It'll get these long flower stalks that'll just kind of dangle. And they're so pretty. I did not grow them this year intentionally. I had them last year. And they're absolutely gorgeous. And that must have self-seeded and volunteered for me. Okay, until next time, I wish you happy gardening.